Hi everyone, this is Dawn. Today, in today's video, I'm going to show you something a little bit different. We're going to take it back to the basics and do something simple. Those of you that are new to the craft, this is the project for you. We're going to work on a flat surface. We're going to be doing cutting boards. Now you can get any kind of size cutting board that you'd like. But today I'm going to show you two boards. I'm going to choose to use this size. I believe this is like 11 by 5, and this size, which is, I think it's a 7 by 3. My husband cut these out for me, but you can get these on Amazon. These I know you can get at Hobby Lobby. But these are the boards that we're going to be working on. They're clearly just for decoration. I'm going to show you two types of methods, techniques. One is a heat method and one is just a regular method. So I want to show you some of the ones that I have done so that you can see. You can embellish, you can, choose to decorate them any way you want. I also paint the boards. I use different techniques to paint the boards. It just shows you here what you can do and how you can embellish them. They're very fun to make, and you can just let your imagination go crazy. Oh God. I've made several of them, and they really are great projects. I put some twine on them. You can put a hanger on the back of them, but yeah, you can hang them. You can put them on a little stand, however you want to display them. So I just wanted to show you those just so that you can see what it is that you can do with them. So let's go over the materials that you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need your boards. You're going to need your images. I've chosen 2 images. These are from Penny's albums. If you go to her main page, Facebook page, and go to her albums tab, she has tons and tons and tons of beautiful images. I can't stop ordering them. I'm addicted, but I've chosen to use these 2. You're going to need paint brushes. You're going to need some parchment paper, different paints, some Mod Podge, a glue gun, some plastic wrap for decorating, some twine, some ribbon. I'm also going to show you how I get like a vintage, worn kind of look. I use these distress inks. I love these. Get a whole different kind of look on your project. And you're going to need some kind of heat source. This is my little iron. I did purchase this off of Amazon. Some people use the little Cricut iron. This was very inexpensive. It gets hot and it does the job. So you're going to need, that's what you're going to need. So first, what you have to do is you're going to have to paint your boards. You can paint them any color you want. You can sponge paint them. You could do whatever you want. There's all different things to do. This particular board that I'm using today, this is called crackling. There's some products out there that are a crackling product. This I achieved by using Elmer's glue, Mod Podge, I'm sorry, not Mod Podge, Elmer's glue and paint. There's a way to get this crackle without having to go buying all that other fancy products, and I'll show you this later on, in a later video. So this is the one board, and then the other one that I'm using is this, and for right now I just painted it white. Okay, so let's work on this one first. Okay, so this is the image that I'm going to use on this board, and I'm going to center it. You can use an image that covers the whole board, but this is what I'm choosing to use today. I don't like the straight edge, so what I'm going to do, I don't like the straight edge on any of my projects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear the edges, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want, you can dip your hands in some water. It makes it a little bit easier to rip, and you're just going to rip along the edges. So ripping the edges lets you be able to blend it in better. You know, you don't have that straight edge, and you get kind of that feathery look from tearing. I love this way. I love this better than cutting. I don't like straight lines. So you can use a water pen, which I have. You can also, like I said, just dip your hands in some water and just rip along the edges. Sometimes it's a little, there we go, tough, but just keep ripping. Okay, let me get a little bit more around the edge. You can rip as much or as little as you want. And just about, okay, there we go. Okay, so now it's got that ripped looking edge. Actually, let me take this down just a little bit. Okay, so let me just turn it around so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna center it on the board. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, now this is just a regular technique. I'm going to take some Mod Podge with a paintbrush. Take my Mod Podge, and I'm gonna coat this board with the Mod Podge. Now, I'm not putting full coverage on this, so you really don't have to Mod Podge the whole thing, but just to make it easier, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so you give it a good coat of Mod Podge, and then you're gonna get your plastic wrap. I thought I ripped a piece, but I can't find it. I'm sorry. Thought I had a piece ripped. I did. I just don't know where it is. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm going to... All right. I'm sorry. I like to do these videos in real time, no editing, so that you can actually see what's going on. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this around for a minute so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to lay the image where I want it. Okay. And then I'm going to lay my plastic wrap over the image, and I'm just gonna press it down, smooth it out. You can take a paper towel, and it's very easy to smooth out on a flat surface. That's why this project is very good for anybody that is new to this craft. This is the project for you, because this is a flat surface. You don't have to worry about a lot of wrinkles and smoothing it out. It's a smooth surface, so it works just fine. So there you have it. It's all smooth, there's no wrinkles, and it's adhered perfectly. And so now I'm going to sit this off and let it dry while we work on the second one. The second one, we're gonna do what's called the heat method. And what you do with the heat method is you paint your board or whatever it is that you're doing, and after the paint is dry, you coat it with a coat of Mod Podge. I've already done it for the sake of the video. I've already done it. You let the coat of Mod Podge dry. You let it completely dry. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your image. Again, let me just turn it. You're going to lay your image where you want it. Just like that. I'm going to turn it around so I can, let me just make sure it's, okay. All right, so you lay your image down on the side where the Mod Podge was coated. Then you're going to take your parchment paper and lay it over the top of the image. And then you're going to take your heat source, your little iron, and you're going to iron on the image. Okay? You're going to go, I like to go center out, center out, center out, and then kind of up and down. So what's happening is the heat is melting. It's warming up the Mod Podge again, and then it's actually melting back, you know, making it sticky so that the image can stick. This is called the heat method. And it also helps with wrinkles. And especially if you're using napkins, the heat method, no wrinkles at all. Now, even though we're using a flat surface, you can still get wrinkles. The heat method, you will get absolutely no wrinkles. And there you go. It's on there. The edges are blended into the board because this one I had already ripped. Now you can see it, but once we go ahead and do what we're doing, you won't be able to tell. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of Mod Podge and I'm just going to go over. I'm not going to go over the whole image. I'm just going to kind of go where the edges are and just make sure that they're down. Okay, and that is the heat method. Like I said, it's excellent to do for getting the wrinkles out and not having any wrinkles. Okay, so that is pretty much how you work on a flat surface. Now, to go ahead and decorate this, you can embellish it any way you want. Usually I, make some kind of a bow, and I, just put it at the base here, and I add a little something. This one I did a little, I had some of this in my craft stash, and I just thought it was kind of cute. It went with the theme. I just kind of hot glued it down, and then with the grapes, I had these in my craft stash. But you can embellish any way that you'd like. You can do any kind of painting techniques. A lot of mine, they all look different, basically. None are the same. Yeah, you just do some simple embellishing. I'm not going to do that today, but what I would do is take twine and put it through the hole and tie it. And then I would go in and, you don't even have to do anything to the back of this. This crackling method looks so awesome that you don't even have to touch that. So I'm going to put this to the side right now because there's something I want to do with this. I want to take my Distress ink. I'm going to take my black soot, and I'm going to kind of the edges. This is like a black. I'm going to go into the image. And I'm just going to go up. You can do this as much as you want, as little as you want. And the good thing is, if you feel like you made a mistake, you can always hit it with some water because it's water activated. So, and then what happens too is that the ripped edges pick up a little bit darker of the distressed ink. But a lot of times people ask me, how do I get that worn, vintage, kind of aged look? I use my distressed inks. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some of this vintage photo. And again, I'm just going to there's no right or wrong way, whatever your heart desires, you know, whatever you like to do, there's no right or wrong. I could have left it just plain, you know, with the black, with the white board, but I want it to look a little kind of old. Now I go along the edges and get it really dark just around the edges. And again, this is just whatever you feel like doing. I love this stuff. I think it takes your your projects to a whole nother level when you use this stuff. Now I do have one other color that I'm gonna use. This is the walnut stain, and I'm going to add a little bit of this. It kind of makes it look burnt. I'm sorry, I usually try to work so that it's right side for you, but I wanted to see what I was doing. And see, it's just going around the edges. And then as far as the sides go, I rub a little bit on there, and then I'll also do the back so that it kind of matches, but I'm not trying to make it perfect. But I just love the way this makes everything look. And now once I put some kind of a bow on it, some kind of embellishments, the whole thing will just come to life. And a little bit. There you go. It changed the whole look of the project. Again, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do the back. I'll hang some twine on it. I'll put some type of bow and embellishment. What I'll do is I'll finish these two up and I'll post them. But this is the way that you do flat surface cutting boards. Again, the heat method, good for no wrinkles. That is done on a coat of Mod Podge that is completely dry. And then you've got the regular method where you just put a coat of Mod Podge and lay the image down. They both work just the same. The projects are exactly the same. And then you just go and decorate it, do whatever you need to do, bring the whole project to life. But I love this crackling look, and once I get the embellishing on it, it'll make it look like a whole different project. But I don't want to drag this video out anymore, but I just wanted to show you the basics. We're calling it Decoupage 101. So get yourself some cutting boards, coasters, some kind of flat surface, and that's the way to start. It's a very, very easy project to do. So I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and happy decoupaging. Bye.